Nagisa did so much for the Madoka series as Charlotte, giving us a reason to continue watching the anime after her appearance. Due to her popularity within Madoka Magica, she came back in a Rebellion movie, but not as the witch Charlotte, but as the magical girl named Nagisa. However, the way she was reintroduced was quite frankly stupid, completely random, and made no sense within the context of the story, seeing as her only role in the original anime was to be the witch that would kill Mami and force the Madoka anime to take a dark turn, only to later be killed off by Homura, and that was it. It generally frustrated me with the lack of care and thought that was put into her being brought back into the series. The creators did not even bother to give us a backstory as to why she reappeared, and as such did not give us a real reason to embrace Nagisa. Unlike the other girls who all had distinguished personality traits and well-established roles within the anime, and as a result of this flaw, I never liked Nagisa. That is until I discovered an amazing doujin that tells the story of how and why Charlotte made her appearance into the Madoka Magica franchise as Nagisa. Rasan Deitri no Arika Puella Magi Madoka Magica is a story of Nagisa and why she appeared within the third Madoka movie, and after reading this, I honestly feel like this is one of the greatest Madoka doujins ever created and has given Nagisa the type of rich reintroduction story she so desperately needed, and it really defines who she is. If you're interested in learning more about this, then keep watching, cause in today's video, we're totally gonna look through and dissect this doujin together. That's all coming up next, so stay tuned. Hey, this is Mami Sexual reporting for duty. Hoi hoi hoi, I've got a dag nasty penis. Hey guys, this is Mami Sexual, and I specialize in Madoka theories, discussions, and analysis videos. If you're into that, be sure to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you will stay notified the very moment I upload a video, because the YouTube system is broken. So if you don't turn on notifications by hitting this bell, even if you subscribe to me, you may not see my videos when they're uploaded. So turning on notifications is the only way to ensure you see every video I upload to this channel. With that said, I hope you enjoy today's video. The story starts off with Sayaka explaining to Goddess Madoka and the other magical girls that Kyubei has Homura imprisoned and that she is slowly becoming a witch, and that if they don't hurry to save her, her soul gem will become completely corrupted. It's at this point Sayaka is chosen to lead the mission of saving Homura, but not before Nagisa is shown requesting to join in on the rescue. At first, Sayaka dismisses Nagisa, questioning if she would be up to the task. We then see Nagisa earnestly insisting that she needed to go. It's then we're able to see a vision of Mami in Nagisa's mind, with Nagisa expressing her deep desires to want to be with her. So far, I love the setup of the story since it plays well to the events of the third movie and shows how Sayaka and Nagisa get involved. The story then fast forwards to a shopping mall in which we see Mami, who appears to be much younger, as she approaches Nagisa, who is in her Bebe form, attempting to try to swipe some cheese. Nagisa as Bebe notices Mami stare and freezes in place, locking eyes with Mami and clearly not paying attention as a mountain of cheese boxes are about to fall on top of her. This younger version of Mami becomes alarmed and quickly dives in to save Bebe right at the last minute. It's then Mami curiously begins talking to Bebe and instantly takes a liking to her, to the point that she invites Bebe to come to her house. It's obvious based on her looks and mannerism that this version of Mami is extremely young, unlike her anime counterpart, and still has her parents. It's after this happens we see a sad expression on Nagisa's face as she expresses how she would have loved to meet Mami in this way. At this point, it's unclear why Nagisa wants so badly to connect with Mami, but we see her gently placing her hands below a sleeping Mami's chin, appearing to be applying some form of magic to her. Clearly, Nagisa is doing something to Mami she is deeply regretting, but I like that this happens because it gives proper context as to why Nagisa and Mami were made to be friends in rebellion. Nagisa and Sayaka both implanted fake memories of themselves in the minds of Mami and Kyoko so that they would be able to sneak in Homura's world undetected. Which is why we saw the vision of Bebe meeting Mami as a little girl earlier, which was nothing more than a fake memory Nagisa forced into Mami. It's then the scene changes and we see a teary-eyed Mami expressing her heartfelt appreciation toward Bebe for always being there for her in fighting the nightmares. Bebe, not liking the idea of seeing Mami cry, attempts to cheer her up by playing peekaboo, which I honestly love seeing as this moment plays homage to what Nagisa does in the third movie. Mami begins to laugh out loud, and it's then we're treated to this endearing scene of Mami affectionately planting a kiss lightly on Bebe's head. God, I totally lost my shit the first time I saw this. I mean, seriously, who wouldn't want a kiss from Mami's son? Oh, and the amount of affection that was put into it, the way she kisses Bebe, it made me melt. Ah! Okay. I'm calm, okay? At this point, we see the confliction taking place within Bebe. On one hand, she has a mission to save Homura along with Sayaka, but Bebe generally found herself enjoying all the time she spent with Mami, so much so that it makes her question why she has to complete her original duty and would prefer to stay in this world and continue living a happy, free life with Mami and the rest of the girls, which is interesting to think about, especially since in the Rebellion movie, Sayaka appears to have similar feelings and says as such to Homura later on.
Is this really so bad? I mean, really? We don't have to kill anyone. We just keep working together and having fun. Is the person who wished for a life like that so evil that she deserves to die?
It's then we see a sleeping Mami cry as the tears hit a thoughtful Bebe. It's then we see Nagisa wiping Mami's tears away and gently letting her know that she was not alone anymore, while then laying next to her and planting her own endearing kiss on Mami's cheek. As a Mami fan, this really meant a lot to me, seeing as the loneliness that Mami is forced to endure in the series is a big part of what makes her who she is. I mean, it's never specified when she lost her parents in the series, but we can assume it was before she became a teenager, and it's after this happened she was forced to live a life of solitude with no friends or relatives for support, and as such, was never able to find a real meaning in life outside of fighting witches, which is the very reason she loses her mind when finally learning about witches in the series, cause for Mami, fighting witches and protecting people was all she had. Mami's life of loneliness is truly tragic, and the fact that Nagisa is taking care of Mami in her own way, showcasing her love through her expressions and gestures, makes it hard not to love her. We then see Nagisa questioning how Mami would react if she knew the truth of everything as she continues watching over her while holding Mami's hand. It's then we fast forward to the moment in Rebellion where Homura is clasping Bebe by the throat. Now, what I like about this is we're able to see a visible picture of Nagisa as she is being choked out by Homura, and the scene itself looks even more brutal here than it did in the movie because we see both tears and saliva hanging out Nagisa's mouth as Homura is choking her to death. Honestly, despite the circumstances, to me, this scene paints Homura to be more of a villain than anything, and I can personally say I like this version much better than the movie, especially since the way this scene was done from the movie makes Mami's appearance that much better as she swoops in and saves the day. After Nagisa escapes, she then runs into Sayaka, who mentions she saw everything that happened while proceeding to capture Nagisa in a warm embrace. We then fast forward to Nagisa facing Mami, who appears to be shocked seeing Bebe in human form. It's then Nagisa pours her heart out to Mami, mentioning that she has been lying to her this whole time and the memories of their past were completely fake. It's then we finally get a reason, and I mean a real reason as to why Nagisa decided to take on this mission in order for her to be reunited with Mami. We then switch to a dying Nagisa laying on the ground as Goddess Madoka is seen about to take her into the Law of Cycles. It was through her connecting with Goddess Madoka that Nagisa was able to see the past and the future of everything. And it was through seeing everything that Nagisa was able to understand the entirety of Mami's life, meaning all the pain and loneliness that Mami was forced to endure, as well as seeing the version of herself as a witch killing Mami. And it was this very moment Meaning that look of utter shock on Mami's face before she took her life that was burned into Nagisa's mind and haunted her severely, which is why she felt so compelled to find some way to reconnect with this lonely girl who took on the burden of protecting everyone only to die by her hands, and find some way to make it up to her by meeting with her. After Nagisa explains everything to Mami, expecting Mami to hate her, to Nagisa's surprise, Mami only smiles and mentions how happy she is Nagisa chose her when she could have chosen Kyoko for the mission. It's then that Mami grabs Nagisa's hands, holds it to her chest, and mentions, despite the fact that the memories were fake, Nagisa still continued to stay by her side, and that the love she felt for Nagisa was real, with tears in her eyes. It's then we see Nagisa cling to Mami while bawling her eyes and expressing how heartbroken she was over the fact that she killed Mami in a previous timeline. And I just love so much how this was done, because as I mentioned before, the biggest issue I had with Nagisa was the lack of backstory as to why she would be connected to Mami in rebellion. Though this doujin gives the perfect reason in the form of guilt and the desire to set things right. It's then we fast forward to the event that shocked the world, in which Homura would do the unthinkable and split Madoka from the law of cycles. But what I liked about how it's done here is we get to see what's going on in Nagisa's mind and her perspective on everything as this is going on. And the dialogue suggests that Nagisa does not want the world in which she met Mami to come to an end, because Nagisa was only able to meet Mami due to the mission of rescuing Homura, and after meeting her, it's obvious that she really grew to love Mami, and after Homura is saved, it's likely Nagisa would have to leave Mami in order to return with Madoka to the Law of Cycles, so it makes sense that Nagisa would want things to stay as they are. And it's then we switch to the scene we saw during the Rebellion movie, in which Nagisa is once again reaching for cheese, just like she had as Bebe, recreating the same scene in which her and Mami originally met in the story. Once again, we see Mami save Nagisa before Cheese-topia falls on top of her, and the two are able to once again rekindle their friendship that was created within Homura's inner world, with Mami promising to make cheesecake for Nagisa. Now here's the kicker in all this. After Nagisa rekindles her friendship with Mami, we then see her mentioning how sorry she is to Madoka and Sayaka. And what's interesting here is it appears that Nagisa is very much aware of what's going on with Homura, altering the world and changing everyone's memory, but decides to simply go along with it, all in favor of being together with Mami in this alternative world, which really raises the question of, if the Nagisa from the anime is as aware of what's going on as the Nagisa in this doujin? I mean, it is possible that the anime version could be aware of things, since we know Sayaka was at first in the Rebellion movie before Homura changed her memories, and since they're both Madoka's personal secretaries, I would not leave it out of the realm of possibilities that Nagisa may be aware of everything going on and is only playing dumb because she wants to be with Mami. But anyways, that's about it for this video. Let me know what you thought of this doujin. I really thought it added just the right amount of depth to Nagisa and made me like her so much more than how she was portrayed in the anime. And also, let me know if you think there's a chance whether or not the Nagisa from the anime knows what's going on in Homura's world, but it's just playing dumb. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you're new, and check out more of my videos here.